So what do you guys think about spring out here on the Ford farm? Protect your melons. It's hailing out. The canola is growing at least. I hope this hail doesn't damage it too bad. On the bright side, we did get a bunch of snow, so irrigation levels are looking pretty good right now on this field. But of course, that's going to lead me to my kind of big problem that we're going to be running into. We got no place to store our crops out here on Waseca. We have no places to put our crops when it's time to go, so I've got to come up with a plan. And today we're going to be figuring out how to go forward on this old Ford farm and plan out, well, how harvest is going to look. In fact, guys, I might have more plans because their piece of machinery has been making some decent money for us. Well, to be honest, we did manage to cut down the majority of a forest back before the snow came in the fall. Look at all the dead stumps everywhere. I'm going to have to clean that up at some point because I want to kind of turn this area into part of our farm, or farmland at least. There ain't no Lorax coming out of this stump, that's for sure. So the lumber mill or the sawmill there was actually full. We filled it right up so there was no more room. I just drug a bunch of trees over here for the time being before we could throw them through the mill. Hopefully this spring, to be honest. So I've got quite a bit stacked up here, all ready to go. I'm trying to leave some of the oak trees for, well, just to make it look okay through this area as we go forward. I don't know what I'm going to do yet exactly, but it has been making us some decent cash with this mill. Now, I haven't been able to sell things off for the longest time because, quite honestly, the snow was ridiculous this winter. Yeah, who would have thought that Minnesota was good for lots of snow? Huh, weird. But I think now we're good to sell this off. But that being said, I made, this would be 1.5 million bucks off of the stuff we sold last fall before the winter came. And I think we're good to sell off everything we have in here right now, which is a lot. Probably another $500,000. But instead of selling it myself, because I don't really feel like going to get the truck and trailer, you know what? Maybe I'll hire a company to come do it for me. We'll lose a little bit of money, but it'll be worthwhile, I think, right? I mean, this place is completely full. Look at everything maxed pretty much right out. So how about we just sell everything that's in storage right now? And instead of me traveling with it, we'll just sell it off. So sell those planks, and we'll sell the wood beams as well. Perfect! That's quite a bit. We'll make some good cash off this. So that should have us over, well, pretty close to $2 million where we can start tackling, well, the next problem. That's where we're going to store and take care of this farm come the next, well, 6 months. Yeah, I've got some firewood I guess I could probably sell off, but maybe I'll throw that through the mill once we make some space. We'll see once this hailstorm stops and they come pick this stuff up. I'll talk to you guys once that's done. Another $600,000 out of the mill, and I still have a couple planks to be picked up here. But that ain't bad, you guys. We're making a ton of money off this, but I've got a bunch more trees to go stick in here now. So that's kind of the rest of my day. Let's go grab the Ford, the 7810. All right, easy up. Let's go. Ford, bring it on out. We've got to change out the pallet forks. All right, good to go. Now, I know it seems like we have a lot of money, 2.3 million bucks. And yeah, I would agree that's a lot of money. Unfortunately, when you want to build up a farm, that's not as much as maybe I would like. Especially considering we have like zero farmland. I wish I could delimb these trees so I could kind of see what I was doing. Unfortunately, well, here we are trying to force a bunch of trees out of here. It's just not super easy. Let's move forward. There we go. That we should be good. I can kind of lift these up, get them over the stumps a little bit, hopefully. Yeah, there we go. We're good. Okay, I'm not good. We got to reset. Let's try this again. We get them both, I think. And one, we've been doing a couple of them at a time, so I should be able to get both of them, I think. And I'll just angle this down, drive it in, close the clamps, and then twist. Yeah, see, we're good. We got this. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, I'm totally good, guys. We're totally okay. Just a little bit of a shake there. Oh, boy. Oh, come on. Well, that's kind of like how we planned it, I guess. You know, a smart man might remove the stumps before trying to transport all this stuff, but there's just so many of them. I just kind of gave up. It's ridiculous. It's like 250 trees through here. We went kind of crazy back in the fall, I have to admit. Oh, okay. That just kind of fell right in there perfectly. All right, we got lots of wood to go through still. 100,000. I'm going to go grab a couple more of these, a couple more sticks, and we'll bring them in. In fact, I'm going to try to get the stuff in the back of the truck in here too at some point, but I'm not worried about that. I want to kind of get through this stuff down here as fast as I can. I might have to knock a tree down. Those are a pain to get through right now. It worked out better earlier. I think I was going out and around the far side of the barn there. This is not working great so far this year. So what do we need the money for, of course? Well, like I said, a silo is probably number one on my list of things to make sure we can store store crops when they come due. That's definitely high on my list. So that there is going to be anywhere between what, $200,000 to $500,000 right there alone. And then, well, depending on what kind of system I want to do. Of course, I want something nice. Let's see if I can sneak this through here again. It's kind of a fight to try to fit it through. And just a little backup in, and then we should be able to just push this down and through. Yeah, there we go. See? And then it should just... Oh, we're not close enough that we were. Last time we just kind of managed to like put the tree on top of the building, and that's all it took. We're close enough then. That'll do right in there. Perfect, like I said. So yeah, silo first, and then storage for our vehicles, of course, as well. Those are two big things I want to do at the farm. Now, I don't have enough farmland. Of course, we only have the one field, and the one field is definitely just not enough for us going forward. That's not going to be nearly enough money. It's good to have this forest we can make some cash on quickly, but this is coming to a very quick end, as you can see. Well, you can see how much trees we have. We've been through 2/3 of the forest already. Like, don't get me wrong, really good money to get out of the trees we have here, but we are about to cut through to the very back of this field and into the far side, which isn't our property. So I'm going to be running out of trees that we'll be able to build on. It's been great to get us started, but I've got to come up with something a little bit more sustainable, I guess. You know what? The money's been so good off these trees, though. I wouldn't even mind doing a tree farm out here. We could do a tree farm and then do a log or a lumber mill and kind of make it. I think we could make that work, but the start would be a little bit rough. We have to spend a lot of cash to get going, and then, man, there's just not a lot of money in the first couple of years, of course, until trees start maturing and you plan things out. So my plan with that $2.3 million, to be honest with you guys, I think the first thing I'm going to spend it on is maybe some more land. I kind of want to see if I can get... Oh, what am I stuck on here? Come on, Betsy. Push through. Push through. Let's back it up and finagle us around that stump that's over there. Yeah, this is working out good. We're going to buy some more land, I think. But the land's rather expensive out here in the county, so I'm going to need a lot of that to get through. Oh, am I running right into a stump? I am too. We're going to need a lot of money to make that happen. I mean, we're looking at, $500,000 for 20 acres. So it's not going to be cheap going forward. If we're going to keep doing any logging, though, I think, I don't know how Grampa did this, but this is ridiculous. This is not great. These are heavy logs. I've had a fight to try to get them moved around as is, and it's just not getting much better, as you can see. I mean, even with the weight on the back of this Ford that he had, it's still not great, especially the fact that it's all getting rutted out now. Maybe I shouldn't be out here in the rain and the hail. Whatever. Anyways, I'm going to see if I can get all these I'm going to try to fill up the mill as best as I can. Can I get this up and over top? Why am I sticking here? I drug these over here. You know what? Going reverse is probably easier. Yeah, not much easier. Anyways, I'm going to see if I can make a little bit, get that mill filled up again. And I think, I've got a plan for next month. We'll go take a look if I can get this sold off, guys. I'm such a struggle with this log. I got it over here. Oh boy, here we go. Here we go. How heavy is this thing? Seriously, oh boy. It's not even going to tell me, is it? There we go. Mass is 3.2 tons? Huh. Okay, a little heavier than I thought. We'll get through it eventually. It's just going to take us a bit of work. Unfortunately, we're almost pretty much full in the mill. It only needs another maybe 2 or 3 logs. So I'm going to finish this off, and then we'll see how much money we have by next month. I might sell everything off again, because we should be able to cut through everything in a month, and then we'll see what we can do, guys. I want to advance this farm, though, so we got to sell this stuff off. All right, $2.6 million in the old bank account. That's a pretty successful winter harvest, I guess you could call it that. Oh yeah, I got to clean up the yard a little bit too. It looks pretty decent right now. So I'm going to go and empty out the truck here. And then I think we should go take a look at some of the farmlands around here that I want to pick up. Let's go take a look. Now, I originally I wanted to buy this plot right down here, but I kind of want to wait and see what goes on with this. They've got it planted right now, actually, as well. But there's a lot of moisture in this field. You can see there's like a bit of a lowland that goes through it. Not great, to be honest. I was hoping more drainage would be into it. Instead, I actually looked at this farm, and this might actually... Oh, sorry, dude. I should put my hazards on. My bad. All right, there we go. This farm right over here. It does have 2 silos on it. Now, I thought maybe we could use this instead. It's an old farmhouse. We got a couple sheds. It's been abandoned for the most part. I've been trying to figure out how we're going to buy this. But there is a good-sized field off the back of it. And then they also have some farmland off to the offside here on this side of the farm field. It gives us a little more space. And we get some silos that we might be able to use then as well. Unfortunately, whoever owns this land is growing potatoes, and That's not going to work for us. I'm going to have to till that up. And peas. Peas and potatoes, both fields I am not planning on running. So that's something we're going to have to fix. Yeah. So I think we'll, I'm going to see if we can make a purchase of this farm. We'll figure out what we'll do with the farm, the farm itself going forward. I don't know what to do with this plot of land. Like, that shed is virtually useless for us. There's no space, but the silos, the farmhouse, we got a shed. We could use all that, of course, but the fields is really what I want, and we just have more space down here rather than worrying too much about the farm that I'm working on right now. So let me figure out what to do with this, and we'll figure out if we can get planting a little later on this month. Time will tell. Let me go to the bank and see if we can figure this out, guys. All right, we got a huge farm expansion now, guys. I just bought a ton of things. Well, you can see the old bank account took a bit of a hit, but it had to happen in order for us to progress on this farm. Well, you can see one of the things we had to buy right behind me. We got a brand new international semi. Yeah, I couldn't resist. What can I say? I got the live bottom trailer as well attached to that. So that'll be what we're going to be using forward for transporting our goods, obviously, to the cell. It's a long drive for us, so I wanted a decent truck for transporting goods. We got some work to go do at that farm that I talked about, which is really just across the street. Actually, guys, that farmland over there, that's the farm there. The farmland all across the hillside there, that's pretty much ours now. I don't know what I'm going to do with this area as of yet now. I mean, we've cleared it all out, of course. That's going to have to be something we do later on. We'll see. But we got to get to the disc out. We got to clean these fields out. The crops that are there, of course, they're no use to me. So we'll get the big old Ford out, and we're going to take care of that right away. I'm going to clean the fields out. We've got some new equipment to work on now. What we've got planted on the hillside right now is canola, of course. We did the canola last year. It's looking decent. What I would like to move into is some row crops, and I'm thinking maybe sunflowers would be a nice thing to move towards. Our hazards on here. Here we go. Let's go across the street. What can I say? I guess Wasika needs more yellow. We'll have canola and we'll have sunflower fields all through this. My plan is to go exclusively on sunflowers. Oh boy, this guy's ripping here. Heads up. Oh. Bit of a bump right there. In we go. So yeah, all sunflowers through all the fields that we've picked up. Now I've got 3 times more fields than what I had beforehand, and you can see the farm itself, guys. I had to buy a couple of augers, of course, to fill up the bins. We've got a brand new Vaderstad seeder, or planter, I should say, the planter for our row crops. We needed that, of course, and then I do have a lime spreader, fertilizer spreader combo down there. We're going to be using that for, well, lime. It's already filled up, ready to go. Actually, so is the planter. So we spent a lot of money on equipment, but realistically, we spent a lot more on fields. Now, the fields that are in this farm, they had 3 separate fields. We'll go do a lap around this. I think what I might end up doing, guys, is actually I might end up making this into one field. I don't want them as 3 separate fields. I want one big, massive sunflower field is kind of what I'm thinking about. Let's see if I can spin this thing. I'm gonna go down to the far corner over here, down to there's a barbed wire fence down here, and we'll start down there and then work our way back. Unfurl with the disc, and I think we are good to go. Drop her down. Awesome. All right. Let's set up the cruise, and away we go. So my plan is to... Oh, look at that. I don't have a mirror that's kind of set back on the left side here. I'm going to go up the side of this little roadway, this laneway, basically, that goes up between the fields. And I think I'm actually going to... We'll cut in and take it out right away here, and we'll kind of set up this field so that it is all one big field. And then there's one field at the back of this that's going to be ours as well. All right, in we go. Let's see if we can just kind of till this in right here. Get the disc through this roadway and reclaim this land. Part of the field. Look at that right there. Nice. And now we're going over top the potatoes. Get rid of these potatoes. Oh man, I regret this. I regret having potatoes here. It's so rough in this tractor. Ugh, this is terrible. These hills, this field's been completely hilled. Fortunately, we'll do a couple headlands just to make some space, and then we'll go north-south basically on this, so I don't have to try to fight over top of all of this. This is ridiculous. There, that's so much better. I was having a serious struggle just trying to get through that one little spot. Yeah, that's okay. You know what? We shouldn't have to do that except for one more pass down there, maybe. We'll see. As we climb this hill, there's going to be one more one more field we have to kind of incorporate into this big field. I'll show you that when we get up top here. Oh, darn it, I lied. I forgot this field has got like an elbow in it. It's got to go to the far side here. I almost want to take this fence out because that is our field. That's our canola field right here. We're at the very top of our canola field. And like I said, we're going to be expanding quite a bit above where we have, of course. I spent a ton of money to upgrade our farm. The amount of fields we have, the amount of size we have. I mean, that's 10 acres, a little over 10 acres right below us. I believe this field's 25 acres. This cost us $650,000. And then the other two other fields are, you know, 400,000 each, and they're around the 15 to 20 acre range. So between the three, I mean, we got a little over 100 acres now at least. I would like to keep on advancing that. Oh, I'm missing a whole bunch here. This is terrible. All right, there is the last the little field here, kind of a kidney bean shaped field up here. We'll just kind of sneak on through, and hopefully we can just, like I said, clean up this grass that's in between. How steep is the hillside here? There's a bit of a lake up here as well, but we shouldn't really have access to that, I don't think. All right, and then back on down. Oh, we have a little bit of access to that. Okay, there you go. All right, it's good to know. Oh, and by the way, it's red beets are growing up here. Now, what a bunch of crops that I really don't want to run. Beets, peas, and what was it? Potatoes? I couldn't have got. I mean, I don't know what they were planning on using. Like, who owned these fields? I guess it must have been leased off because that farm was pretty dilapidated. But I don't know who's running these crops on these farms, but they can have it. Not for this guy. All right, one more hill up this side, and now it should be a straight shot all the way down to the roadway. This should lead us all the way. We can follow this fence line all the way down, and it'll lead us right up to me into the county road down below there. Let's see if we can make sure we don't hit anything here. Looks good. Just clean all this stuff up as we go through. Awesome, I love it. Cleaning all this grass up here and just combining all these fields, guys. Yeah, that's great. All right, so let's see if we can set this so we're set up correctly. And there we go. Awesome. All right, that's our first headland. I've got to go. I'm gonna do two headlands here just so I have space to spin this thing around when we get down here. Let's see if I can bring this on over. There are tram lines actually already set up on this field. I'm not probably going to be using tram lines. I don't think we'll use them on this. Our fertilizer, our herbicide sprayer does not really it's not really conducive to using the tram lines, unfortunately. So I think we're going to leave the tram lines alone. Yeah, the wheels are too big and they're too spread apart. They wouldn't actually utilize the tram lines. So I don't know. I think we're gonna bypass that. I think. Oh, last little bit. This should be the last time I have to go across the potato field, at least. The Ford does not like this at all. This is the worst part by far. Trying to go across these hilled sections. It is. Oh, it's so rough in this thing. So I don't know if this is really going to work out for us in the grand scheme of things. I mean, it's tough when you have a year where you're making $1.5 million, $2 million in a winter, and now, I mean, we've got maybe half of that we can still make. Maybe not quite. Maybe another $1 million of wood over in that field. I don't know if I want to do that yet. I kind of want to save that just in case, you know what, everything goes south on us and we need the money. I think we're okay though. Yeah, no animals right now. It's just fields. Keeping it fairly simple. Some old equipment. Maybe we need to upgrade the Ford farm at some point. But I mean, this old Ford, what is it, the 1156? I want to call it the 7810. That's the other one. It's doing us well though. So I guess we'll keep running with this. Good sized field, but what I want to maybe do, like you see across the road straight ahead of us here, we look straight ahead. That field there, I'm tempted, but I was a little nervous with the moisture content that was out there. I don't know if that's going to be, if that's common. Maybe we should avoid that field. I don't know yet. We'll have to wait and see. Kind of wouldn't mind having something big like that so close to our farm. But we're going to need a seeder. That's one thing we'll need for sure for next year. I think that's going to be one of the upgrades we'll have to make. So I'll need to make sure we save a little bit of money for that. I don't think we need, like, I know technically there's a big Vatterstad seeder that's a part of the Prairies and Plains pack. If you didn't know about that anyways. That might be something we could look at, but I think that's too big for anything we're going to be doing out here in Waseca. I think we can bypass that. Maybe I could find something old and used, something a little bit different. I got a couple ideas on something that would work well with us, for us out on this farm. By the way, we're cooking right now. Look at this. Making headways through this, cleaning this field up. We got quite a bit still to do. We're less than a quarter through. Down to the last few passes on this, well, in the big field here. And I think we'll go in and throw some lime down as well on this. Have not had this analyzed. We're probably, yeah, I'm not going to get it analyzed this year. We'll analyze it next year maybe, since we should have the money for it then at least. So yeah, this year we'll just do what we'll just thread some lime up and kind of guesstimate. And then, yeah, next year maybe we'll have it all analyzed. I'm still on the fence on tram lines. Should we put some tram lines on the sunflower field? I just don't know yet. I'm so conflicted on that. I kind of want to put them in just to make it easier to apply the herbicide afterwards, but I just don't think it's going to work out with our applicator, the Fent. I don't think it'll fit properly. Maybe we'll give it a shot and see how it works out for us. Oh man, we'll try. And I think this might be our last spin here. How close are we? Oh no, we got one more. Maybe two. One and a bit? Definitely one, right? We're only a little bit past. Looks good though. Everything else is coming together. I'm gonna go grab the that brand new lime spreader, and we're gonna go put some lime down on this right away. Oh yeah, looks great. That's this is gonna be a good size. This is gonna be a good size sunflower field when we're done here, guys. This looks great. All right, I just ran into a bit of a problem, so we just dropped off the disc here. I was just disconnecting it, getting ready to go pick up our lime spreader back there, and I realized this old Ford does not have a PTO on it, does it? That's kind of a problem because, of course, our Burdell lime spreader that we picked up does have a PTO on it. That ain't gonna do much hooked up to the Ford. That's really unfortunate. And there's no way our little 7810 is gonna pull that thing. There's not a chance. That's a bit of a problem. You know what? I've got $600,000 and I've got a solution. All right. Well, I do like the Ford 1156, guys. It's great. The 1156, a versatile Ford, I should admit. That actually has a little bit of foreshadowing, of course, because, like I said, we needed something else to pull that big lime spreader. Oh, I showed it off a little bit there. Let's go take a look. All right. The Ford farm has finally got its first new piece of brand new tractor equipment. The Versatile 365, it's brand spanking new. $300,000 later. Here we go. Got 400 horsepower, of course. So we got the duals on the rear, and we do have a PTO, fortunately. So why did I put a plate on the front of this? I gotta break that plate off. Whatever. I did put the Asaria Pro on top of this as well on this, so we will be using this going forward for, well, field lime and maybe fertilizing. I don't know. We'll see exactly, but I needed something with some decent horsepower that's going to be able to pull some heavier things on top of the Ford, and this seems to fit the bill. Once again, guys, the Versatile, the Ford are all part of the Prairies and Plains pack for Farming Sim 25. You can get the link down in the description. Yeah, it's just been released, so go check it out if you're looking for some new Ford and Versatile equipment. There's a bunch of stuff. The International Semi-Truck as well, that's part of that pack. The Vaderstad Cedar as well, actually planter, sorry, but behind me, that row planter is part of it as well. We're gonna be messing with that in just a bit, but I gotta throw some lime down first. All right, let's get into this. We'll do a couple headlands and we'll go from there. But like I said, these are big fields, so this could take us a little bit of time to get through them all. Luckily, we have a fairly large spreader here, so that's helping us make a little bit shorter work of this at least. Look at the fog that's rolling in down here. Oh, we're doing like 20 miles an hour. Fog is rolling in deep. I can't even see where I am anymore. This is terrible. Why is it so foggy down in the valley here? Oh, it's coming off the lake. That's what it is. It's coming off the lake. Like lake effect fog, I guess. Even though it's the tiniest lake. Interesting. All right, last little bit here. That was super quick. To be honest, because I don't know what else we're going to use this tractor for quite yet. I'm still going to plant with the Ford. I think we'll still keep on planting with the Ford for the time being. I want to make sure, well, we use the heck out of that old tractor while we can. I'll worry about using this. This is nice to have, but it's a lot of money, and we'll keep this in our back pocket for when we need it. I mean, it's a newer piece of equipment, and it's just as capable actually as that Ford. Was it 1158? Anyways, it's very similar as far as capabilities go. So we'll keep this in our back pocket for the time being. Let me finish off this liming, and then we'll get in here and start planting our sunflowers. Okay, we're setting up the tram lines on this brand new field we've just created. So I think that'll work. We'll leave it as automatic. I think Do I want corners? If we go to 0 degree, I think that actually might be better. If we go automatic, it does kind of a weird angle up at the top. I don't want corners. Let's keep it simple. Let's go straight up and down. It might be better down here. It'll save us a little bit, maybe, on passes if we do it at an angle. I think maybe we'll do it at an angle. These corners will be tough though, right? Because when you spin around down here, you've got to go back at a more than 90 degree corner. Maybe we'll just do this. We'll keep it like that, and we'll go nice and straight. I like that. Keep it simple. And we should be good to go. Now we got the 1156 hooked up to the brand new Vaterstad. We're filled up with sunflower seed. We've got nitrogen? Yeah, nitrogen hooked up as well. So we're filled completely to the brim. We'll see how this works out for us. This should be nice for our row crops. I mean, should be able to handle it with the Ford. I don't want to, yeah, I think it's got a bit more, right? What's our horsepower? 470 horsepower, right? So 470 versus 400 horsepower, a little more power. I shouldn't need duals on this, right? Just singles should be fine. And yeah, let's dive into this and let's get going. All right, I think we are good to go. You know what? I probably shouldn't start with the headlands. We should probably start up and down, but that's okay. I'm going to do 2 headlands around this and we'll go from there. Yeah, typically row crops, of course, we should probably start on the outside or the inside and work our way out. Let's just keep things simple for the time being since we're here, and it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I just want to make sure we get this done, and I don't want to start with the inside right now. I want to start out here, and we'll work our way in. I got a plan. It's okay. All right, fire this on up, and away we go. All right, looks good. Let me get around this. Get a headland down, and we'll be back. We'll do 2 headlands, and we'll see if we can meet in the middle here. We'll get going up and down finally. Yeah, that looks better. There we go. Now we're cooking. Look at that. That's great. Okay, sunflowers going in. Lime's spreading all over the tractor. That's all right. The old Ford's doing her. She's doing her. We've got a couple more passes obviously to make. We've only done the headlands and 3 passes so far. So this is going to take us a hot minute. That's for sure. Looks like the tram lines are working out the way I was hoping, which is great. Spin this guy around, and we'll drop this in. Actually, the ones you can see right now, that's from the last one. That's not even us. Yeah, that was from the last field. From the potatoes were here, I think it was. But no, it is. They are working. I just double checked some seeds, and yeah, there's definitely some tram lines going in here. So that's great. We can spray some herbicide later on, or if we need fertilizer, we can spray that, I guess, with the Fent as well. This is so foggy down here. It's a good thing. It's like we've got the GPS on, so you get the, hang on, where is it? Oh crap, it didn't go. It didn't click. Oh no. Oh. Lift that up. Lift up. Okay, cool, good. Usually you get a little chirp there when you're close to the edge of the field. I didn't hear it. I didn't hear it that time, and we almost ended up in the trees. That was close. Good thing we're the best driver in Farm Sim still. Still got it. All right, looks like we're down to pretty much our last pass here. Let's flip that around one more time. No, it's not even one last time. We still have one more pass left. It looked like I'm terrible at counting apparently. All right, drop that back down. Perfect. And you can see we've got some interesting terrain here from stuff that got kind of mulched up versus the stuff that was tilled. Yeah, I mean, we did it all at the same time, you guys saw, but it is interesting nonetheless. This stuff here, the row crops it's a little bit tougher to tell. It's not as nice, that's for sure. I do like the row crops back on that last setting back there a little bit better. Okay, now this should be our last. Look, we've actually still got some fertilizer. Lots of sunflower seeds still left in this thing. That's good. But yeah, we could have gone quite a bit further, I guess, on that. Not so much for the fertilizer though, so that's good to know for future plantings, I guess, that it can handle quite a bit of field. I mean, like I said, we're about 70 acres, maybe 60 acres on this field, not quite, maybe a little less. Plus, yeah, the other 10, 12 acres there, so we're not quite even at 100 acres yet, guys. We're pretty small potatoes in the grand scheme of things. Still got some fields I want to upgrade to at some point, but I think this is going to be a good start considering this is going to be our first official harvest out here. All right, pretty successful spring, I would say. I mean, we've got a brand new farm area. We've got our silos, like I said, that I wanted to start off with. I was going to spend a lot more on a silo system, and I still might at some point, but we do have our 2 silos there that we'll be able to put our 2 different crops in. Of course, we've got canola and sunflowers. And I also got some bigger farmlands with a little bit new equipment as well. So pretty successful. I mean, I did spend a couple $1 million to get up and running. Hopefully this will lead to big profits going forward. You got to spend money to make money, right? I think I've said that 1,000 times before out here in Farm Sim. So guys, with that being all said, I think we will be back. I think it'll be harvest season by the time we get back. We might have to do some spraying come the summer here, but we'll be harvesting. Yeah, we'll be harvesting with the Versatile, the Fords. It should be good. We'll be our first big harvest out here, so stay tuned for that. Anyways, that's going to do it for us today. Drop a like. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new around the channel, of course. We'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. It's Klutch from Minnesota. Over and out. I wanted to say Michigan once again, didn't I? I did too.